Halo teman-teman, selamat malam. Dan ya, selamat datang di streaming saya yang hari ini sesuai dengan judul kalian nyimak aja. Jadi kalian tidak akan bisa komentar di live stream. Mengapa saya melakukan itu? Karena saya males baca, jujur aja. Aku masih capek dan aku masih kurang fit, jadi aku memutuskan untuk tidak terlalu banyak berbicara. Jadi ya, kalian nyimak aja. Atau nanti aku kasih tahu di pojok ya. Ntar. Teks. Ah,
Oke.
di, di
Tat, 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 tat. Gak minta temennya juga, Cok.
ah,
Hah?
terserah.
Gini caranya. Pertama kita lihat profilnya, lalu kita ke move to, terus ke
Cerdas bukan?
cerdas berpendidikan tinggi. KALIAN.
Salah
Lah,
naro. Halo.
aku ditarik.
Pas.
Apa?
Tepas, tepas,
Kenapa
tepas.
ya? Nggak boleh.
Nggak apa-apa. Apa? Dani streaming. Bagaimana mungkin?
Hmm. Mana ini ya?
Ambil share.
Man. Untuk menyaksikan apa yang terjadi belakangan ini di
Oh, pas waktu nanya. Ih,
aku lupa nggak ngasih sampai
Nah loh. Hayo, hayo.
The world remains constant over the centuries, but human life is like the dew at dawn, or a bubble rising through water. Transitory.
Ah, si Tainari. Ingat kesesuaian lore itu
Let's
nomor
go
nomor
gather some
nomor
samples.
pertama.
Los pingüinos me lavan la máscara. Kawasaki. Kago. Kriko. Yes, stripper. Aduh lapar. Beliin makan Dan.
Malas.
Ya lah, ya udah.
Good morning. Looks like you're awake. Yep, yep. I prepared some breakfast today. Please have a taste.
Oh,
I hope.
It's nice to have you here so we can eat something yummy.
Well, now that I've recovered from Alizar, I'm feeling better than ever. I can even prepare 4 or 5 meals a day now.
5 kali masak.
And Paimon bets they're all delicious.
Oh, by the way, someone brought a letter for you after you went to sleep last night.
Nope. Paimon wanted to read the letter with you after you woke up. So Paimon didn't open it. Alright, let's read it now.
Bayaran hutang PLN 1 triliun. PLN lupa tidak bayar si Ether.
1 triliun.
Oh, it's from Nilu.
Nilu.
Ahem. We're going to hold a feast at the Grand Bazaar and celebrate Sino's reinstatement as the General Mahamatra.
Sinus.
As heroes of Sumeru, please be sure to attend. I'll wait for you. The date of the banquet is written on the back. It's in 2 days.
Oh, I've also heard that you've become heroes here as well. That's amazing. Everyone's aware of your abilities. There's no need to be modest.
Kami adalah orang
Anyway,
merendah.
let's go to the Grand Bazaar to have a look.
Alah.
Oh, before you leave, be sure to inform Master Tainari.
Kali ini glutnya nggak usah pakai si Noel. Pakai tim kita aja.
Yesterday, a total of 5 dusk birds.
How many rich raw mushrooms do I need to sell? Ah, good morning. How do you feel today?
We feel much better. How about you?
I'm recovering well, thanks for asking.
But from the looks of it, you seem to be already busy with work again.
It's fine, I'm not that busy, really. The Elazar patients have recovered, as well as Hypatia. For now, I only need to tend to my forest watcher duties.
It seems once Irminsul started getting better, everything else started to recover too.
Yes, but there are still some residual effects. The withering is one example. Though it won't spread anymore, the existing zones won't just disappear.
Oh.
We forest rangers will still need to do the work.
By the way, we have some good news. Sino got his position back.
This news is hardly new. He had already mentioned it to me before.
Huh? You mean he was already here? Why didn't he come to say hi to us?
He visited once, but he
Wah,
was
ada
afraid of
ojek.
disturbing you while you were resting. He just asked me a few questions and left.
Then you probably already know all about the celebration feast.
Celebration feast? No, I haven't heard anything about that.
Huh? But didn't Nilu say in her letter that they would celebrate Sino? He didn't tell you?
Perhaps. Or, alternatively, he doesn't know about it either.
Come to think of it, Sino doesn't seem like the type who'd enjoy a celebration feast. You and Kale are both Sino's close friends. Why don't you come to the feast with us?
Kale has taken over some of my tasks these days.
Oh.
I don't think she'll have time for it. Not to mention me.
Lah kalau Tek Dani gimana?
You see, some VIPs have come to the forest recently.
Huh? VIPs? Very important Paimons?
Well, technically speaking, they are former VIPs. The sages involved in recent incidents have begun their training in the Avidia Forest, and the people they had previously imprisoned have all been released.
Huh?
Yes, he's a little weak, but he isn't injured and his condition is stable. Lesser Lord Kusanali, in her boundless mercy, has decided to spare Azar and the other wrongdoers. Supposedly, they were ashamed of their shallow ideologies, and have decided to dedicate the rest of their lives to cultivating wisdom in the Avidia Forest. When they learned that Lesser Lord Kusanali had defeated the Balladeer and saved Irminsul, they were shocked at first, but also became happy, feeling that the sacred light guiding them on the path of discovering wisdom had begun to shine once again. As a result, work has increased for the Forest Rangers.
That sounds really exhausting.
There is nothing we can do, really. But that's another topic. Back to the matter at hand. Are you two planning to head out?
Ah, right! We're here to request permission to head out. Would that be okay?
You've recovered well. You may go. But be careful.
Yay! Will do!
Aduh. Jauh kan? Meter.
Oh. Oh, I see. Should be like that. Oke. Aduh, lama banget lagi. Terututut. Terututut.
Alhamdulillah. Halo, halo Zahir. Aku buka komentarnya karena saya malas. Sama-sama serba salah
Anjir
anjir.
malas.
Sama-sama serba salah anjir. Ditutup juga capek sendiri diem.
Squall and Fury.
Tapi aku ngomongnya bakal ini ya, nggak terlalu intens ya. Aku masih agak kurang enak banget.
Orang sakit malah streaming, kelainan.
Aku pengen lanjutin ini loh. Takutnya ada momen epic juga, sayang cuy.
Ya. Anjir. Berinfuran iklan Honkai Star Rail.
Real or fake?
Real.
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 Lihat video barunya. Ada sponsor Honkai Star Rail.
Akan kulihat nanti.
Aku mau lihat.
Ya Allah, kapan
Video
ya
barunya ada
ya
sponsor
Allah,
Honkai
kapan ya
Ryan.
disponsorin sama Hoyopers?
Kurang.
Lihat deskripsinya.
Kapan ya
Ryan
disponsorin
kurang.
sama Hoyopers?
Yang mana bertarung denganmu tahu?
Iya
Iya
kayak.
itu yang paling baru.
Ya pembahas banget untuk besok. Capek keliling-keliling alam sutra
Iya.
anjir.
Iya, aku melihat itu ya.
Well,
Oke,
there
jangan
won't
deh.
be any
Nanti
problems if
aku
the feast
nonton.
starts
Nah,
at that
gua
time.
lagi
Aduh.
lihat,
Everything has already been prepared.
Ya, kocak.
Mr.
gimana.
Zubair,
aku lagi lihat
I
tutorial
finished
tapi
telling
makanya.
things up
Aduh
here.
anjir.
Well, except for
Controller
the
gua dingin
guests.
banget. Ah,
Is a simple reply
Dan-
really that much to
Ah.
ask of
Apa
our
tadi?
guests?
Apa tadi?
It's affecting
Apa
our
tadi?
arrangements.
Controller apa?
controller.
Oh, controller.
Konnya
Putus-putus. Putus-putus.
Putus-putus satu argumennya.
Argumen tidak valid.
Invalid.
Invalid.
Anjir amat aja.
Oh, it'll be fine. Besides, it never hurts to get things ready in advance.
Anjir
I was
amat.
thinking the same thing. The feast will be held sooner or later, right?
Hah?
Hey, Nilu!
Siapa yang pengen melihat goyangan
Traveler, hi,
Milo?
Ah, tai.
Joget.
You're the best. The other guests haven't even replied yet.
Huh? Are we the only ones that have arrived?
Yeah,
I had someone deliver letters to all of our guests, but maybe everyone is still busy with other things.
Look, I get it. Sumeru is in an extremely important period of transition right now, but even if your
Samsung.
friends are important figures, they shouldn't just ignore
Wah,
your
langsung
request like
sang.
this. Nilu is Sumeru's #1 celebrity after all.
Dari mana?
What the fuck?
Oh, dari mana?
Tuh, itu rekannya emang sengaja itu.
Ojib bilang tidak.
Ojib mendengarkan desahan orang Cok.
Astagfirullahaladzim.
What the fuck lo, ciao.
Kali dia mendengarkan kali dia mendengar aku ngomong gitu kali. Weh anjir, Nilo ciprat astagfirullah.
You have no idea how happy I am to talk to people with good taste.
Wah, astagfirullahaladzim. Gak boleh toxic adik-adik.
Dipinnya susah itu Cok, itu gimana ya? Ntar gue coba edit lagi nih. Ini biar dimatiin nih Cok, reaksi live-nya gue matiin lah.
Reaksi live.
Nah alhamdulillahirrabbilalamin, udah mati itu.
Innalillahi.
Lope sialan itu.
Oh iya, lope-lopenya masih ya?
Udah gue matiin.
Yay. Gimana caranya?
Itu ada di bagian edit, di bagian penyesuaian itu ada reaksi live, matiin aja.
Baru tahu gue, oke.
Kalian
akan saya terapkan dalam 5 bulan ke depan.
Nilo kan ultinya gitu. Oh ya, kalau kalian mau ke komentar aja dulu. Cuman ya seperti aku bilang, aku begitu banyak baca komentar, jadi aku masih tahap pemulihan. Intinya selama aku menghilang itu ada sakit di hari Jumat, Sabtu, hari Minggu juga ada agak sedikit stagnan juga. Jadi sekarang masih pemulihan, jadi juga nggak begitu lama. Thank you Praxnep.
Masalahnya gini loh Rek.
Apa?
Ini orang ini udah sakit berapa hari anjir, masih aja dia gituin.
Kenapa?
Waktu hari pertama dia sakit, dia itu bilang kayak, sorry ya guys, aku gak Discord mungkin dalam 2 hari atau 3 hari ke depan. Ujung-ujungnya Discord dia loh.
Loh apa bedanya sama yang itu coy yang bilang saya kan kemarin potong tumpeng karena terpaksa gitu loh.
Gak ingat.
What the fuck?
Baru beberapa bulan.
Nilu's dance is having good taste, then almost everybody has good taste. Because Paimon thinks everybody will love her performance.
Kayak gue 500-an.
That's right. We all think she's amazing too. Nilu is an absolute favorite among those of us who frequent the Grand Bazaar.
Nilo menggulung
A
cuy.
great eye.
Menggulung anjir.
Kamu don't make her flatter, tolong ya.
Master Zube,
Kalian
Let's have
rekan.
a vote for the most
Gue tahu
outstanding
kalian
audience
rekannya,
members
tolong
next
jangan.
time.
Don't make her
I think
flatter,
these two
tolong.
may win.
Takutnya.
Takutnya.
Astagfirullahaladzim.
Nonsense! It is not for us to determine the value of an audience. But indeed, we could try giving gifts to people with particularly good taste. I heard there's a device in Fontaine called a camera that can record people's appearances as pictures. Such pictures would make superb gifts.
Alhamdulillah dapat satu.
Good idea. I wonder where we can find one.
You guys are so funny.
There's always a lot going on at the Grand Bazaar.
Yeah, and that's why I love it here. Traveler and Paimon, could you help confirm if the letters were actually delivered? If for some reason they didn't receive the letters, then please tell everyone that there will be a feast here.
Yeah, we can also check out how everything in Sumeru is going now.
When I wrote the letters, I heard that Dia was in Port Ormos, and Alhaitham was at the Academia. As for Sino, we've only heard that he appears at the Academia from time to time. I'm not too sure about Ramon's whereabouts. My guess is that he's with Dia.
Apa aja ngomong agak panjang berkalimat-kalimat.
Reza Arab ketemu Farhan Kebab menikah dengan Wendy. Oke.
Berarti emang suara dari Niloy-nya emang agak cempreng.
Oh.
Bye, oke, thank you Kira, Yos, atau Zahir.
As for Dunyarzad, I just hope she's feeling better. I sent her a letter, but I was afraid of disturbing her. If you have time...
Okay, got it. Let's go, traveler.
Traveler. Tuh, menyebut kata-kata yang mematikan.
Ya udah maaf. Aku nggak sengaja.
Tuh, Tes. Dia ngomong aku sengaja.
Yalah. Memutar pilekkan fakta.
Napasku tersengal-sengal.
Ya udah.
Behold!
Aku digatok sama Yan.
Bobok dari bobok.
Boboin.
Too slow.
What the fuck? Udah gede bobok sendiri.
Gak mau.
Following me.
Walau
Kalau tidak ditemenin, aku gak mau tidur.
Swollen fury.
Ya udah. Infokan.
Ayo.
Baiklah, terima kasih semua udah tonton streamer ini.
Infokan ya udah.
We haven't seen Alhaitham anywhere. Let's ask that person over there. Hey there, have you seen Alhaitham around?
Yes, it seems Scribe Alhaitham has gone to the house of Dana. You should be able to find him there. But you're already the second group of people I've seen looking for him today. He must be quite the busy man.
Oh? Who else was looking for him?
Mr. Cave was just here asking about him. You wouldn't believe how terrible their relationship is. And now you two are here. Don't tell me everyone's here looking for gossip about the sages.
No way. We're strictly here on business.
Ah, I see. Sorry, I thought maybe everyone's as interested in rumors about the sages as I am.
Gosip seks, Cok. Apaan
Gosip.
maksud? Orang justru yang ngegulingkan seks itu tuh si Traveler sendiri. Mana mungkin dia?
Benar, lu bahas gosip set langsung ada what? Anjing kaget gue. Adin teriak pas banget, Cok.
Astagfirullah.
Makanya itu.
Bukannya beliau bilang bye-bye.
Nggak tahu, biarin aja dia kayak mungkin dia Ricis. Bro, dia berpikir seperti Ricis.
Saya pamit.
Aku
Saya
kembali. Itu pamitan apa? Itu pamitan apa Space Tune?
Space Tune anjir. Iya, kami kembali.
Oke, gue menghilang. Oke, gue kembali lagi di sini.
Gitu, Cok.
Nih, maaf aku kira semua tertarik sama gosip seks gitu kan. Sama kayak aku. Padahal yang menggulingkan seks itu kan si siapa namanya? Si Traveler, Cok. Mana mungkin Traveler mah sudah tahu, Cok, intisari dari keburukan seks itu, Cok.
Aduh, hai.
Goblok ya masih set ini loh.
Gosip. Nggak kasih.
Behold!
Ngakak banget. Kenapa? Kamu ngaceng, ngakak kenceng.
Nggak kenceng.
Gimana itu kampret?
Dasar. Aduh, gue mau ngejokes itu tapi ntar dikira pendukung parpol lagi.
Ah kan.
Aduh.
Jangan.
Kata-kata seknya, Bang. Oh, set ini.
Alhaitham should be around here somewhere, right?
Segus.
Oh, he's over there. But it looks like he might not have time for us.
Just put down that worthless book and tell me what happened in the academia.
This is not just some worthless book. Do you have any idea how difficult it is to find a physical book like this in Sumeru?
It doesn't matter. It's probably just another thing that you used your authority to get your hands on anyway. Just put it aside. Listen, I came back today only to hear that the sages have disappeared.
Para sek menghilang.
You sound surprised. I thought you would already know the inside story.
Would I be here asking you if I knew? You're the scribe, not me. So just tell me what you know already.
We
Well,
live, we love,
I
we
almost
love.
became a sage.
Huh?
Oh, don't sound too surprised now. You're the renowned Kaveh, light of the Ksharawar. Besides, as a master builder and craftsman, chances are you'll be appointed as a sage too.
Why do I feel like you don't really mean it?
Huh. What makes you say that? Why would you question my heartfelt sincerity?
Maybe it's because you've never said anything good about me before.
Yeah, well, I share a similar sentiment, and anyone who knows you as well as I do would surely do the same.
See? This
Halo.
is why I hate discussing
berantem
anything
lagi,
with you.
lihat tuh, lihat deh.
Your
Harusnya
ridiculous and
ada
arrogant
ini,
attitude
ada
always
background
gets
ini
in the
tuh,
way.
nada
Dum, dum,
drama
dum,
India
dum,
tuh.
dum.
Iya cuy.
Langsung ada efek-efek drum.
Efek-efek
Zoom,
ini, cuy.
zoom, 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 zoom,
Iya,
zoom.
efek-efek apa namanya? Efek-efek yang nama apa yang bisa membuat penonton itu menjadi epilepsi dadakan gitu.
Sumringah,
Iya.
langsung wah keren banget.
Gue tuh jadi inget
Pasti
sama
laut.
Zoom, zoom, zoom.
Dia dapat
gue tuh
automatic
jadi
clip.
inget yang ini loh, yang video jeduk-jeduk
Apa?
yang itu tuh yang itu yang brutal dia.
Iya,
Iya.
aji. Zoom, 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 zoom.
Anyway, halo Reston lagi. Anyway, halo Lene.
Aku cuma nyimak ya.
Well,
Oke.
Chome.
It seems that you really can't stand my personality.
Ha! What was your first clue?
Well, then you might as well move out of my house.
Are you threatening me? Stooping to a new low, I see. Ugh, and don't change the subject. You, a sage? What a joke. The academia might as well just close tomorrow.
Are they having a fight?
Forget what's going on with the academia. Haven't you been busy with your construction project? Tell me, when are you going to build yourself a mansion?
Don't get me started. I get angry just thinking about it.
So, what great building did our master architect work on this time?
Like I need to tell you. Keep your nose out of my business.
No, I think we deserve to know. Where were you when Sumeru needed you most?
I was in the desert for a large project, but considering Haravatat's utter ignorance of architectural and aesthetic matters, you probably wouldn't understand. Which is truly unfortunate. I can only pity the man who doesn't understand the first thing about beauty and romance. Unlike a true... hold on, wait a second. What do you mean by when Sumeru needed me most?
Well, while you were out fiddling around in the desert, many people came together to save Sumeru from a crisis.
Ha! And you think I'd believe that?
Look, all you really need to know is that Azar and all his accomplices have all been overthrown.
Ada
Huh?
kulicau
What
satu ini.
nonsense are you talking about?
It's no skin off my nose if you don't believe me. It's not like my Darshan was the one trying to apply for funding from the Grand Sage. Yours, though, on the other hand...
Telat gue.
You know
guys.
what? I'll ask around. I'm sure someone knows what's going on here. You're dead if I find out you're lying to me.
Kabelnya terkejut nanti.
Aduh, kulicau satu ini. Halo Azril 67 67.
67. Lengkap ama.
Kayak bentar
Hey.
aku mau ke toilet dulu.
Anjir.
Saya ke
Al
toilet.
hitam.
Nik bapak kau.
Al hitam.
Yang hitam like.
Like-nya satu jadi.
Aduh, kecewa berat.
Hitam
Gak gitu. Hey.
Alhamdulillah kelar 1. Satu lagi. Biar warak ini.
You think I've got a sharp tongue? I just tell it like it is. If someone can't handle it, maybe that's their problem.
Maybe that's their problem.
Paru-paru hitam gimana tuh kira-kira? Gimana tuh?
Nggak tahu, men. Don't ask me. Ya kalau paru hitam ya itu habis ngerokok.
Tidaknya bukan hati hitam kan?
I don't know.
Yang perokok.
Aku akan kena. Ya udahlah, biar jadi seneng.
Tuh, hai Al Hitam.
It's you two. What's the matter?
We're running some errands for Nilou. Have you received her letter?
Letter?
Tuh kan ditilep.
Nilou said she sent out a letter inviting
Surat.
everyone to a celebration feast in 2 days at the Grand Bazaar. We'll also be celebrating Sino's reinstatement as General Mahamatra.
If she addressed the letter to all Hatham of the Academia, then the letter should have gone to my office. I've been busy these days, so I haven't had time to check for any new mail at my office. I only now have some free time to attend to personal matters.
Have you always been so busy with your work?
Of course not. I'm only busy these days because several sages have been dismissed recently and the whole academia was practically turned upside down.
Kainari told us they all went to train in the Avidia Forest. Apparently they will spend the rest of their lives there.
That is already the best possible ending for the likes of them. 4 of the 6 great sages were possessed by their desire for power and attempted to create a new god. In order to pull it off, they even imprisoned the other 2 rational sages. To imagine such things could take place in the academia. I don't know where to begin.
Betul.
Yeah, you're right. Huh. Feels kind of strange to hear them called that after all this time. But then again, the 6 great schools sounded pretty impressive too.
Yes, at least that's how they're supposed to sound. It's said that when the academia was first founded, the Dendro Archon herself established the 6 great schools, each representing one of the 6 different types of wisdom. Numerous Darshans have sprung up and faded. Only the 6 Darshans attaching themselves to the 6 great schools have stood the test of time and obtained permanent seats in the academia. Now, the 6 Darshans are nearly synonymous with the 6 great schools, and the leaders selected for the schools are the 6 great sages.
Lambang besok reset spiral. Oh iya bener juga. Thank you infonya. Terima kasih Jamaluddin PNG.
Dapat sate 1, makasih.
Kenapa?
Enggak, dapat sate 1 dari NPC, makasih.
Jaringan payah, bayar mahal-mahal. Salahkan tuh nggak jadi.
Among the 6 great sages, there is one central leader, the Grand Sage. Unfortunately, only the sages from Vahumana and Amorta remain now. They were imprisoned for opposing Azar and were only rescued after Azar's downfall.
So who's managing things in the other 4 schools now? Do they need to find someone new?
Yes. Normally, new sages are selected based on a strict set of criteria.
Oh, didn't you just say something about becoming a sage? If they pick you, then we'd have a huge connection in Sumeru.
Tumben pengen mon bego.
Yes, about that. You didn't let me finish my sentence. The person in charge of personnel affairs nominated me to be the Grand Sage in place of Azar and help Lesser Lord Kusanali manage the academia. But I refused.
Tapi sudah kutolak. Buset. Malas banget dia.
Itulah Al-Hitam.
Pintar tapi pemalas. Ladang prima buat saya, apalagi cuma main 1 kali seminggu di warnet pula. Wih, gila sih. Dari tadi yang gue tonton loading bukan Genshin. Nah itu tergantung amal perbuatan.
a little more ambitious?
I'm not even interested in being one of the 6th grade sages. Like I said before, I don't like being a leader.
Oh, all right. So are you busy these days trying to find others to take the job?
That's not my job either. I'm only responsible for handling important affairs within the academia before the new sages take office. And the first thing I'll do is reject Kasharawar's application for funding.
By the way, who was that other person just now? Is he your friend?
Do we look like friends?
Yes.
No. Udah ujian kah bang? Belum, aku belum ujian. Makanya sekarang karena aku gempur mungkin ya, jadinya langsung drop. Makanya itu aku perlu istirahat mungkin. Ya setelah itu digempur lagi. Jadi intinya aku sampai tanggal 12 Februari itu harus kelar itu ujian. Jadi intinya kemungkinan sampai 12 Februari sisanya itu udah bisa dibilang agak plong lah gitu, karena yang paling berat di situ ujian yang semester akhir tuh yang itu yang paling berat. Sisanya ya ntar paling bisa agak normal mungkin ya, cuman yang gak tahu wallahu alam kok itu. Ya intinya sih seperti itu. Lanjut lagi. Suaranya jelas kan ke kalian kan? Kalau misalnya agak kecil emang sengaja kok kecilan. Aku masih tersengal-sengal. Ya intinya itu. Kenapa aku streaming? Karena ya aku pengen lanjutin quest Arkon karena udah terlalu lama. At least udah minimal kita nyentuh di questnya si Caribert. Setidaknya loh ya. Tapi nggak tahu juga. Menunggu beliau selesai ujian. Support untuk beliau satu ini. Thank you banget sudah mensupport saya. Meskipun menghilang yang tidak-tidak ya. Untuk Azrael dan juga Zahir. Iya. Thank you.
Paimon doesn't know. That's why Paimon's asking.
His name is Kaveh, my roommate. You could say he's the representative for Ksharwar scholars.
Berasa diomongin, Cok.
And here's Cafe. Bring up the field.
Teman sekamar. Teman sekamar.
Wah cowok dia sekamar sama laki-laki cowok, udah si pelangi anjir. Teman sekamar cowok. Sebenarnya aku males mention itu, cuman udah di MSN duluan sama Mama, ya udahlah ya ini gay anjir.
Enggak. Jangan berpikir positif.
Nah, aku cari di IG ntar nongol lagi.
Anjing udah, Cok. Jangan, Cok.
Aku cari Al Hitam Cafe.
Al hitam.
Gitu. Wah udah cok, itu muncul braided di IG itu isinya. Astagfirullah. Makanya itu.
Quicken.
Which is exactly why he always has so many problems.
So everything that's happened recently must be a huge change for the people of Sumeru.
Such is the work of the Academia Scribe.
Well, anyway, no matter how busy you are, since you are our planner, remember to attend the celebration feast in 2 days.
Alright, I'll see you there.
Kalau lu nggak datang, awas gue sunatin 70 kali lo.
Hah?
The House of Dana is the last quiet place in the whole Academia, but there's a chance that Kaveh might show up again. What a nuisance.
What a nuisance.
Tuh dasar lu. Goblok. Lord Ormos.
Kok gue bersin gini ya?
Tanda-tanda kehadiran kafe semakin dekat.
Oh iya.
Hah, kafe?
Bentar. Sama saya bisa pakai baisu. Ya ampun. Sampai ngantuk. Baisu mana Baisu? Atau Baisu yang di sana? Baisu di sini.
Bisanya di sini.
Di sana, di sini, di mana.
Di mana?
Di mana?
Kamu ngetik panjang-panjang sebaiknya jangan ngetik panjang-panjang deh. Aku bacanya aja masih tersengal-sengal loh.
Heeh. Apa yang dia ketik memang?
Cerita maybe.
Sebentar. Upacara pagi-pagi malah makin aneh. Sebelum upacara berkata Zahir aku di depan mau pingsan ya.
This is Port Ormos.
Aku nggak nangkep maksudnya apaan.
King guard yang lurus, astagfirullah.
Is that Paimon I hear?
Huh?
Dunia Zard?
Oh, it's been a while.
Yay, Dunia
How are you
Zard.
doing?
Yeay.
God, it's been so long since we've seen you.
I'm doing well. I can go as far as saying I don't know if you've heard, but Elazar has completely disappeared, and all the patients have recovered.
You kidding? Knowing them and the connections they've got, I'm sure they've heard about it.
Ntar Quicken tuh
Wah,
apa? Ntar
Yansing.
Quicken tuh gimana sih?
Quicken
Hah?
tuh
Elektro.
Elektro dan Dendro.
Iya.
Tambahin belum sekalian. Pepper bloom.
Oh,
That's right. My lady is feeling better now,
hilang
so I'm
dong.
accompanying her
Oh,
for a
gitu.
walk.
Tadi gue nggak usah itu
Why do you still call me that, Dia? You've already informed my father of your resignation.
I guess I'm just used to calling you my lady. Old habits die hard.
Soalnya itu katanya siapa namanya, katanya si Zahir ini kan katanya kalau pingsan lurus itu tuh maksudnya kalau lo pernah lihat gak kayak yang upacara di gua agak kurang nangkap juga sebenarnya, kayak mungkin kayak pas pingsannya itu bukan pingsan yang kayak langsung gubrak gitu loh. Jadi pingsannya kayak pingsan setengah sadar lurus gitu loh, dalam kondisi masih
Oh lah,
masih rapi gitu loh. Mungkin ya aku
mungkin. Gila.
Resignation?
Ada Yansing coy.
You mean you're quitting?
kata siapa?
Ada Yansing.
Info dari mana?
Itu deh ya.
Jalan.
I see.
Yeah, I might start losing my
begitu
edge if
ya.
I keep being a bodyguard for the Homayanis.
You know that my parents and I are fond of you, and that we appreciate you very much. It wouldn't be a problem if you wish to continue to be our bodyguard.
I'm not a woman that's easily persuaded. You should know that by now, my lady. When I took this job, I had already decided that I'd quit as soon as you'd recovered. It's time for me to get back out there and chase that horizon.
So what are you gonna do now if you're not gonna be a bodyguard anymore?
I want to take a risky job and put my body to the test again.
Huh? But we literally just finished one of the most dangerous jobs ever. Are you getting bored already?
I know. If I hadn't joined in that plan with you, I wouldn't have come up with this idea. I guess I still get fired up by that feeling of going all out in a fight. It made me realize that I'm still a mercenary through and through. Life is short, and I'm happy that I got to be a part of that operation. But the whole thing also made me realize that there are still many problems in Sumeru. And as a desert dweller, I'm still not completely ready to settle down on this side of the wall.
Well, I remember a friend had someone bring you a message.
You mean I'll hate them? I didn't expect him to still remember that. I thought he was joking.
We just came from talking with Alhaitham at the academia.
Did he tell you that he suggested that I come work at the academia?
What?
I heard that Azar and his cronies fell from power, and Alhaitham told me that now was a good time to find a job in the academia, but only if I wanted to.
Siapa yang
Whoa. Paimon can't see you being anything other than a mercenary.
Me neither. But I think Dia would look great dressed up as a scholar.
Ugh, forget about it. I wouldn't last 10 seconds in there. Alhaitham probably just liked the way I worked and knew I'm good in a fight. So he suggested I find some work in the academia.
But you know, if you take him up on the offer, Sino might actually agree and let you become a Matra. Because you're super amazing.
The Matra have all the talent they need as long as they have Sino. I prefer to be free to live however I choose. In fact, I chose this job from the very start because I knew it'd be right up my alley.
Even if being a mercenary means facing all kinds of danger.
A lion has to return to the wild sooner or later. If anything, being your bodyguard has been unfamiliar territory for me.
I don't want to see you go, but I'll respect your decision.
I'm glad to hear you say that. Come on, no need for the sad face. It's not like we'll never meet again. Once the whole Dendro Archon thing is settled, everything in Sumeru will take a turn for the better. That makes me happy too. But a peaceful society will probably mean less demand for mercenaries like me. Before long, we'll be a dying breed. So I'd better get to work while I still can.
Huh? But wait a second. You make it sound like you're leaving now.
Well, no, not yet at least. I promised my lady I'd stick around until next week.
So, have you been in Port Ormos this entire time? We were wondering if you had received a letter from Nilou.
Oh, did Nilou write to us?
She heard that you were seen in Port Ormos, so she sent the letter here.
Huh. It was probably sent to the inn that we're staying at. My lady has been very energetic lately and keeps taking me on hikes, staying out even into the night. By the time we get back, the receptionist is usually off napping on the job.
Right, and we tend to leave quite early in the morning, so the old man on duty is also usually dozing off.
So what it really sounds like is that the person on duty is always asleep.
I bet the letter's at the reception desk. I'll go check later.
No wonder there wasn't a reply. You never received the letter. Good thing Nilou asked us to come and check on that.
Sorry to make you two come all the way out here.
It must be something important for Nilou to specifically write to us like that.
Yes, she said they were preparing a victory feast in the Grand Bazaar, and will also be celebrating Sino's reinstatement as General Mahamatra. She was hoping you could come.
Great! I'll be sure to attend.
Count me in too. But is there some sort of dress code or anything for the feast? Can I just show up looking like this?
Since it's being organized by Nilou, I don't think she'll be too picky about that. If anything, I think she wants to see us as our most natural selves.
All right, then this is how I'll show up.
The feast will be held in 2 days, so don't forget.
Sure.
Thank you so much for letting us know. We'll see you there.
Oh, by the way, do you happen to know where Sino and Raman are?
The General Mahamatra always comes and goes without a trace. Normally no one knows his whereabouts.
Oh.
But last time we met, he mentioned that he had something to do in Aru village. You can try your luck there. As for Raman, your guess is as good as mine. I only remember he said that he had something to discuss with Sino. You can ask Sino when you meet him. Don't mention it.
Oh iya, kalau Lily nggak ada ya?
Behold!
Behold.
Pin home.
Hindi po.
It's been a while since we last visited Aru village. Ah, there's Sino!
What brings you here?
We recovered well, and Tanari agreed to let us leave, so now we're out and about again.
It seems Gandharvaville's medical treatment is still as good as ever.
And Tanari is recovering well, too.
That's good to hear.
Yeah, you're the one who brought us to him when we lost consciousness, right? Thanks for that.
You're welcome. Tainari has excellent medical skills, and Kale is quite attentive. It was the best place for you.
Why are you just standing here like a dead tree?
I'm meeting some people.
Nanya.
Oh,
I
you
know
mean
gitu.
Candace?
I've already talked with Candace and the village chief. They're still at the
Candace
usual
nuts.
place. You can go there if you'd like to see them. But you know one of the people I'm meeting as well.
Oh, by King Deshret's blessing, my friend suddenly appears in the desert. Don't tell me you've run into trouble and need us to help now.
Roman! And... huh? Sataria?
Oh, you know me?
Oh, well, you're pretty famous in the academia.
Don't worry, these are our friends. No need to be so guarded.
I see.
Setaria nih yang
Aku
mana ya?
melihat.
Agak lupa aku Setaria.
Aku melihat.
Iya, Setaria aku agak lupa yang mana ya.
Yang itu waktu Nahida menjadi Catherine, terus ngobrol sama ini Sataria. Kalau tak salah sih itu kita jumpa dia.
Oh, Setaria ini yang ditipu itu bukan ya?
Iya, yang kena tipu itu.
Oh,
ya.
iya.
I'm doing well. Many good things have happened recently.
Same here. Really, I feel that my whole life has started to shine after suddenly finding a new direction.
Oh, tell us everything.
Yeah, you go ahead.
Alright, well, I suppose I should start by saying I've decided to leave the academia.
What?
It's not that I've given up on being a scholar. Instead, you could say I've found a new identity. I will no longer pursue research like a typical scholar, but I have not completely given up on my relationship to knowledge either.
I can see what you're saying now.
What do you mean?
I plan to leave the academia and return to teach here in the desert.
Wow, so you want to become a teacher?
Sataria will return to support education here and teach people from the desert. She can't teach everyone on her own, but there are many of us Eremites all over Sumeru. She came to discuss a collaboration with me and hoped that I could bring her ideas to the Eremites.
Yes, it's my hope that the Eremites can help me select a group of smart people with the best aptitude for teaching. I'll teach them, and after they finish learning from me, they can go educate more people. That is the true meaning of education and the spreading of knowledge.
The people of King Deshret suffer from sandstorms, exile, and ignorance. Miss Sataria is more than welcome to come teach here. Her arrival is like a star shining in the desert night. The stars have always guided caravans, thieves, soldiers, and travelers who get lost in the night. They lead those in the dark out of trouble and back to safety.
Oh, please. Where's all of this coming from? I'm starting to feel a little embarrassed.
You deserve these compliments. Mercenaries are accustomed to danger and don't fear death, which is why we recognize extraordinary actions that common people would easily overlook.
Sataria's idea will bring much good to many people.
At first, I feared it was destined to fail. Everyone knows that the academia doesn't allow scholars to teach in the desert without permission. As you know, all knowledge is under their surveillance and control, and very few desert dwellers are as lucky as me. But what I heard at that time has been haunting my heart, as if there were lightning bolts constantly bombarding my soul. Sataria, you tread a treacherous path, and the longer you ignore it, the tighter the academia's grasp on you will become. Sataria, why haven't you gone home? Never forget that the desert that belongs to you lies elsewhere.
Miss.
These words sparked something in me, and I knew that I had to bring something back to my people after going home. I gathered up the courage to approach the Grand Sage, only to find that he was no longer at the academia. Lord Sino told me that Azar didn't belong there anymore.
Azar has received much-needed punishment. Though, if you ask me, it may have been too light. You probably have already heard.
Saya nesu sama si Nahida. Mungkin Nahida goblok ngapain dilepas, orang bunuh baik. Cerdas.
Lord Sino helped me obtain permission to leave the academia for the desert, and accompanied me here to discuss collaboration with members of the Eremites. My plan was able to go smoothly thanks to him and Rahman.
You're all doing so much for the desert.
Aside from that, I also have some other business to discuss with Sino.
Lesser Lord Kusanali has allocated many resources to support and develop the desert. I've done some business for her, and part of it required the assistance of the Eremites. I applied for a few batches of educational materials from the academia, and sent them to several groups in the desert, as instructed by Lesser Lord Kusanali. I believe the people will make good use of them.
That's exactly what the people here need. Physical books and other related items. If it weren't for Sino and Lesser Lord Kusanali, I'm afraid we'd never be able to get our hands on them.
Apart from this, the academia is also recruiting scholars that are willing to teach in the desert. I'll let you and Sataria know as soon as I have any more news. We must be persistent about this, and maintain these resources to ensure long-term effectiveness.
This is the first time in hundreds of years we've had a glimmer of hope. I think this may be the turning point for the desert.
Kesek.
Emang kok sedikit kejahilan
Remember
dan
these
pamit.
words. Here lies our faithful priest, Kasala. His wisdom is a miracle among the people, deserving of high praise and admiration. I hope people with wisdom like that priest will rise again among the desert dwellers. Then we'll once again see the wisdom and glory that once shook the world.
Udah jam 9.
Aku,
Pamit ya.
Oke. Aku kembali. Halo Azril. I'm back. Habis nulis bahasa Arab. Mantap.
Oh my god, khusus pelanggan dari Craft aku mau tengok.
Katanya mau pamit.
Oh ya, dadah guys.
Enough about us. Are you here to discuss some business too?
No, not at all. We're actually here on behalf of Nilu. Nilu wanted to write to everyone, but she wasn't sure where the letters should be sent, so she asked us to come find everyone personally. A celebration feast will be held in 2 days at the Grand Bazaar. She hopes that all of you will be able to attend. At the feast, we'll also be celebrating Sino's reinstatement as General Mahamatra. Although, judging from your appearance, it seems you've already been reinstated. Paimon thought you would only start working for the academia after the feast.
Celebration? Feast? It's the first I've heard of it.
Tainari was right. He really didn't know.
This feast is for you, Sino. Sounds to me like you'll have to be there.
It's rare to see that kind of expression from Lord Sino. You must not like feasts very much.
No, not really. But I'll go.
Well, I still have a lot to handle here. Besides, I need to look after Miss Sataria in the desert, so I'll have to pass.
I'm afraid I won't be able to join you. Although, if you'd be so kind, please give a message to Miss Nilu for me. The message is, I'm sorry for how I treated you before, but now I understand the beauty of your dance. It's like a light shining in the sky. You and the art you symbolize are not only beautiful, but also lively and powerful, so much so that it was prohibited. Please keep dancing, and someday I'll be able to appreciate your art in person.
Okay, we've got all that down. Our job here is complete as well. Oh, Sino, remember, party's in 2 days. Make sure you're there.
Got it.
Iya. Itu doang.
Bayangkan kalau berlaku samsara.
Waduh. Mengerikan kali. Mamanya.
There's no such thing as pure freedom in this world.
Alhamdulillah. Men. Oke, pamit guys, mau turu. Ya, silahkan. Sudah mampir. Sini.
I'll go to the Adventurers Guild later and...
Yes, please do. I'm sure it could be our...
I think it's an amazing idea.
And Nilou will be...
I've heard that this...
Oh, should we get ready then? Perhaps we should...
No. I think we look absolute...
You really think?
Today's the big day! Let's go to the Grand Bazaar and see how the celebration's coming along.
Too slow.
Everybody's already here. Looks like we're the last ones to arrive.
You're here.
Ah, there you are.
Well, look who finally decided to show up.
You look like you came here immediately after finishing up some work. I'm very happy to see you here.
But we're not late, are we? It's just that everyone else arrived ahead of time.
I propose that the last one who arrived be put in charge of today's speeches.
Nah, there won't be any speeches today.
Oh, really? Well, even better.
Come join us over here.
Wah,
Let's share
lesehan
some great food and drinks and chat about all sorts
udah
of fun things.
sego kucing tevat, Cok.
Everything looks quite good.
Wow! Paimon can't wait! Traveler, just look at all the delicious food here!
Aku mau baca di Grand Bazaar, Cok.
Whoa! It's so delicious!
Banyak
Oh, this grilled meat tastes amazing!
The food was specially prepared for you by everyone in the Grand Bazaar. And we have gifts that were sent by the residents of Sumeru City when they heard we were holding a feast. Everyone that came said that you saved Sumeru and wanted me to thank you all on their behalf.
Feels kinda nice to be seen as a hero. I could get used to this.
Being a bodyguard is also a hero's job. You've always been amazing, Dia.
My lady sure has a way with words. Thanks. I'm glad to hear it.
And I'm happy to meet everyone that participated in the great plan.
Don't mention it.
Come to think of it, we've really done something impressive together. It's unbelievable!
We owe it to our abilities. And luck.
Really? Why do I remember everybody thinking that luck was against us and feeling like we hardly had a chance of succeeding?
That's how I remember it too.
It's luck that brought us together, and it was luck that let us form a team. Then, it took even more luck for us to formulate a plan and implement it successfully.
Azril sudah turu dan saya hampir turu. Halo Api.
Moreover, judging from the results, everything worked out well.
Yeah, everyone gave it their all when it mattered most. It was almost like a performance. We took the stage and put on our best show.
Gua ke toilet bentar.
Everyone played their part, and thanks to everyone's efforts, the performance was a great success.
So, would you say we're good actors too?
Ini sebagai ustadz pengajian dan guru akhlak izin pamit undur tidur izin pamit untuk tidur karena kegiatan project tim besok. Sampai jumpa. Terima kasih.
It's such a blessing that Lesser Lord Kusanali was able to return to power at the Academia.
Yes, even after being abandoned and neglected so many times, she's finally returned. Uh-huh. Lesser Lord Kusanali once used all her power in a great disaster, which resulted in her losing all her wisdom and memories of the past. The Academia basically abandoned her because of it. This should be something everybody should remember. Huh? You look surprised. I didn't say anything wrong, did I?
No, everything you said is correct.
That's good.
Something wrong?
Yeah, what's with that face? You knew all of this already.
Even if those two giants of the Academia are here, I still have to say it. Those sages really have some nerve. 500 years ago, Lesser Lord Kusanali used all her power for the people of Sumeru. And what did they do in return? If you bite the hand that feeds you, don't act surprised when it turns into a knuckle sandwich, right, Sino?
Perhaps I shouldn't say this, but their treatment of Lesser Lord Kusanali calls for a more severe punishment.
You could simply tell Lesser Lord Kusanali that you wish to have Azar and his accomplices severely punished.
I respect our deity's decision, and won't interfere in any way. While we're on this topic, why didn't you accept the Academia's invitation to become the Grand Sage?
Are you trying to say that I'm fit to be a sage?
Not at all. But every person handling the selection process has said that you are the most suitable candidate to lead the Academia right now.
Why? Because he dethroned Azar from power?
Could you try to put it another way? This is a good thing, yet you're making it sound like I overthrew Azar for my own personal gain.
But seriously, though, I always wondered if you had some personal motives behind it.
I did have my own motive, but it had nothing to do with being a sage. If the rules of our nation were suddenly cast by the wayside, then it wouldn't be long until chaos ensued. I had no intention of letting their dreams disrupt my life.
By that, you mean your life working as the Academia's scribe.
Precisely.
Wait, is that all?
So, that's the only reason why you joined us and came up with all those plans?
It's reason enough.
You've certainly got quite the personality.
You flatter me.
All right then. How about you? You've already resumed work as the General Mahamatra, right?
That's right.
Will you be happy with that life?
It's not about being happy. There are merely a lot of things that I must do.
Even so, keep your spirits up and try to be happy, okay? And try to smile more every day, just like I'm doing now.
Thank you. I'll keep that in mind.
Ah, there you are, traveler. Well, how is it? Are you enjoying the feast today? That's good. It's the first time I've ever invited so many exceptional people to one place. I was a little nervous myself. You see, every guest here is quite extraordinary. It's unbelievable that we've got everyone together here. Make sure you live it up tonight. I'll be happy as long as you're enjoying yourselves. I'm honored to have her think of me this way. If I have a chance in the future, I would really like to invite her to one of my performances. I can't explain why, but I just feel elated right now. Thank you.
My lady, the grilled meat over there is delicious. Have you tried it?
Yes, I also tried some fruit just now. What an amazing place to relax.
You said it. Oh, look who else is here.
Hello. Oh, I'm so happy Nilou invited everybody. Oh, now I have the chance to meet all the heroes.
Hey, less of that polite chit-chat and more eating and drinking. The feast is about having fun, not stuffy formalities.
I seldom participate in such lively gatherings, but the atmosphere here is quite good. No. This gathering today has a unique meaning. The Grand Bazaar is lively because the people here feel happiness from the bottom of their hearts, unlike the farces at the Academia. That happiness is an emotion that'll be forever alien to those bookworms who have driven themselves insane by studying. I seem to have taken both keys when I left the house. Oh well.
The atmosphere here is good. And everything is delicious. Yeah, I don't often come to such places. I have a lot to handle these days. Otherwise, I could... There's always next time. We're friends after all.
Hey, what's wrong? Your head is starting to droop. Hey, you can't just fall asleep here. Paimon will go find something delicious for you to eat. You'll wake up once you've put something yummy in your tummy. Of course, just wait here for Paimon.
Apa nih?
Anjir hitam.
Hitam, Cuk. Jadi batu. Loh. Mas.
Tomare Tokyo.
Kaget gua anjing. Kaget sialan. Ini anak kecil. Astagfirullahalazim.
Naida hitam putih.
Naida hitam putih, Cuk.
Mas, ini laptopmu kuat apa? Streaming YouTube sama Discord barengan?
Boleh. Aku bukan
Kayak
laptop,
nggak tahu
Mas.
tadi aja.
Oh, PC.
ya.
Kuat ya?
Kuat.
Brutal amat.
Ketemu Ganjar akhirnya.
Ampun DJ.
Kalau mau videonya tuh diupload di Dika itu.
Aku lagi streaming ya. Jalan kalian.
Oh ya, streaming.
Bukan aku yang bawa ya.
Asem.
You may blame me for being a bit too self-indulgent. I was thinking about talking with you, and the next thing I knew, I had made a connection with you. The connection between
Andai
us is
Nahida
amazing.
JP soalnya
It's like
seimut yang
flora
IN.
and the fence it grows upon.
Aida cepet. Pasti.
JP yang Jepang.
Oh, Jepang.
Karena kan pakai dub Jepang. Genshinku.
CL
Aku mau mendengarkan mohon kerjasamanya untuk tidak berbicara.
Baiklah.
I heard there's an amazing celebration feast today at the Grand Bazaar. I wanted to have a look for myself, so I snuck in. Lately, I've been so busy dealing with all the fallout from recent events, so I really haven't had any free time. Although you've already helped me with a lot, there's still one more thing I hope you can help me with.
Ih, apa aja buat si Nahida mah. Ngeri ya kalau ya. Jalan juga. Tapi tolonglah, ini MC dibikin bicara lah gitu seminimal mungkin anjir.
Seminimal.
Iya, seminimal mungkin. Anda jangan pura-pura cosplay jadi si itu ya. Yang tidak bisa berbicara. Apa namanya?
Seminimal mungkin.
Please say thank you to everyone for me. Oh, is it not convenient for you to do that for me?
Yo.
But if I just show up all of a sudden, people will become all quiet and stiff, won't they? What if I end up scaring them and ruining this wonderful feast? That'd be the last thing I want. Let me think about it. Okay. Yes, I have. You said I should go thank everyone as myself, right? So...
Dramatis sekali.
I've decided to borrow your body for the time being.
Sialan itu.
Please don't blame me. The flora also climbs up to the fence to get closer to the sky. Everyone!
Are you awake now? Paimon was just about to bring you the food.
It's me.
Huh?
Oh.
That voice. Nahida?
Hold up. What's going on?
I didn't expect to have a conversation with the consciousness of Lesser Lord Kusanali in the Grand Bazaar. Interesting. Is this also a part of the feast?
No, of course not. Are you Lesser Lord Kusanali?
Hello, Nilu.
You know who I am?
Yes, I already know every one of you. Nilu, Alhaitham, Sino, Dia, Paimon, and Dunyarzad.
Lesser Lord Kusanali?
I took the liberty of occupying the traveler's
Loh,
body
loh, kok
so that I could
agak
thank
flicker.
all of you in person.
Flicker. Flickernya aneh banget.
Naida nge-lag, Naida nge-lag.
Even if that meant placing your own safety in peril and taking the risk of becoming enemies with the academia, the sages, the doctor, the balladeer, and even the entirety of Sumeru. Without you, without any of you, I would have been in a much more difficult situation. Had you not helped me to resolve the crisis, not only I, but Sumeru and even the entirety of Teyvat would have suffered great misfortune. People refer to you as the heroes who managed to rescue a god. I'm quite fond of this name. It not only explains your identities, but also bears witness to your relationship with me. Please, allow me to present to you my most sincere gratitude.
Lesser Lord Kusanali, you have done so much for Sumeru, and I didn't even have a chance to do anything for you. You don't have to do this.
Dinyarzad, the suffering you endured during your illness is also proof of you being with me and praying for me. Thank you.
You don't need to be so ceremonious. It's always been my duty to protect you.
This is how the relationship between the Academia and Dendro Archon should be. We just did what was necessary and set things back on the right path.
You're an Archon, but you act so humble. You really don't need to be so polite with us.
I'm honored to have been able to take part in this plan. I hoped you liked the dance I dedicated to you.
Thank you, all of you. Thank you so much. Yeah.
Apakah wujud aslinya nongol?
Wujud asli Mama Nahida.
Oh my god, Mumi Nahida.
Hari berikutnya, tidak muncul.
Did you rest
Yeah.
well? After Nahida left, you ate a lot of food. You've become a glutton. That just means you still have a lot to learn from Master Paimon, the sage of gluttony.
Six orang.
Since you're awake now, should we go and have a chat with Nahida? She should be in the academia right about now. If you have any questions, now's your chance to ask.
Pergi ke Sanctuary of Surastana.
Mas, mic Anda kumat, Mas. Mic Anda kumat.
ABC.
Udah.
Aku hampir agak naik ini gua dari lambung. Udah sampai hidung tadi, Cuk.
Asam lambung kah?
Enggak, bukan. Apa kayak mau sendawa cuman kebawa sama itunya.
Jinya.
Sampai hidung. Hampir keluar. Sudah sampai hidung tadi. Pedes banget.
Ternyata tidak hanya berlaku untuk area bawah.
Hidung.
Hello, traveler and Paimon? What a fantastic night! I'm still immersed in all the happiness and joy, like a candle floating on water.
So are we, and that's why we're here to talk with you.
Is there anything you want to know?
Oh, kita pertanya-tanyaan. Satu lah ya.
After recent events, the Akasha can no longer function as it used to. I've given it some thought, and have decided to shut it down permanently. But this is definitely not a bad thing. Even from the beginning, I've been planning to shut it down. The Akasha's centralized administration of knowledge has always restrained people's curiosity and curtailed the number of paths available to them. I don't think this is good for Sumeru. Although people may initially feel a little uncomfortable with the loss of the Akasha, they will soon understand that this life is more suitable for them. And as for the future of Sumeru, I'm preparing to regain control of the academia. The former sages have received their punishment, but the new sages have yet to be selected. I will oversee the process personally. I hope that the new 6 great sages will be more focused on academics. Sumeru needs such leaders more than ever. The other big issue is the people of King Deshret. All the residents of the desert, in fact. They have been mistreated for far too long. I've already taken some measures to address this. It will take some time to rebuild everything, but no matter if it's culture, friendship, or trust, we will rebuild
Bentar.
it.
Kapan lagi coba Dewa jadi rektor?
Kalian ngilang.
Gimana?
Kalian ngilang.
Kapan lagi coba Dewa jadi rektor universitas?
Dewa jadi rektor.
You mean, what happened after the doctor put you to sleep? You guessed correctly. The top-ranked Fatui Harbingers, up to number 3, possess power comparable to that of gods. I was no match for him in that kind of situation. However, in spite of the bad situation, I still managed to make a fair deal with the doctor. I'm sure you remember the entity that changed your fate, the Heavenly Principles. In fact, the Heavenly Principles has been quiet since the Conria disaster 500 years ago. I used this point as leverage against the doctor. I told him that the Heavenly Principles may be awakened if I destroy the Gnosis. Although it's just a bluff, he still fell for it. I assumed that the Heavenly Principles wouldn't just stand by and let such extensive damage to its laws take place. And as for what I exchanged for the Gnosis, the exchange served as both punishment for the doctor as well as a boon of new knowledge that I couldn't refuse as the
Suara
God
apa
of
itu?
wisdom.
Nggak tahu.
Mana?
Oh iya, Mas masih inget nggak itu di event 3.7 si Nahida bilang dia mau jadi dosen penguji skripsinya Wawan.
Buset. Ada apa?
Masih ingat aku di event dulu, event TCG 3.7 yang sama Saino itu.
Oh.
Bukan. Event yang itu yang akademia.
Nah, kalau itu aku nggak tahu, aku baru join tuh di pas mau Fonten.
Pas event akademia itu 3. berapa ya?
Yang waktu ini loh,
Event
setelah
akademia
yang
apa?
bannernya Kazuha, bannernya si
Apa tuh? Yang tentang lomba-lomba itu bukan sih?
Iya.
Aku lupa lomba apa, pokoknya dia pernah tuh si Nahida jadi rektor kebetulan.
Iya. dia jadi dosen pengujinya Wawan. Dia bilang segera siapkan skripsimu karena aku yang akan mengujinya gitu.
Iya. Si Wawannya cuma ngomel doang.
Bayangin,
Infokan versi berapa, kirimkan ke DM, saya akan menontonnya streamer orang.
Versi berapa yang 4
You mean what happened after the doctor put you to sleep? You guessed. However, I'm sure you remember the entity. In fact, the Heavenly Principles has been quiet. I told him that the Heavenly Principles may be awakened if I destroy the Gnosis. I assumed that the Heavenly
8 bulan
Principles
yang
would
lalu.
end. As for
Oh,
what I
3.4.
exchanged for the Gnosis, the exchange served as both punishment for the doctor as well as a boon of new knowledge that I couldn't refuse as the God of Wisdom.
Infokan alat edit yang bagus.
Premier.
Apa
He's
kena
still in
ini
a
aku?
coma.
Kena cracknya.
I've hidden him like how one would hide a feather.
Udah gak bisa lagi cracknya.
I know you have many misgivings about him, but as someone who had become a god, he has retained a number of very useful features. Don't worry, I'll keep an eye on him and make sure he doesn't do any evil. In addition, there are still some mysteries left in him. Some things may be very clear from my perspective, but he is still yet to understand them himself. His future will be determined by fate. He's still in a coma. I've hidden him like how one would hide a feather.
Helai bulu.
I know you have many. Don't worry. In addition, his future will be determined. Is that where you're headed next? Fontaine, the nation of justice?
Hore, Fontaine.
As far as I know, that nation operates in the judicial system.
Does their Archon personally judge people?
No, there's a Chief Justice in Fontaine. Generally speaking, the Hydra Archon, Focalor, won't preside over individual trials. However, even then, Focalor will still make herself present at just about every trial. It seems that she just likes to immerse herself in that sort of atmosphere. As Archon, she still reserves the right to influence the final verdict. Anyway, let's just say she's got, a very unique personality. Are you sure? Isn't there something else you haven't asked about yet?
Huh? You mean...
About your sister.
Tahu dia.
While you were resting at Gandharvaville, I took some time to perform an Irminsul search for information on your sister.
Yeah! Isn't Irminsul a repository for all the information and memories of Teyvat? So there shouldn't be anything on him or his sister.
This is true in your case. Irminsul indeed does not have any information on you. However, there must be something different about your sister, because as it turns out, the world has recorded information on her after all.
What?
There is only one possible explanation. She belongs to this world.
But nothing about this makes any sense! Wasn't this your first trip to Teyvat?
According to the records I was able to access, your sibling suddenly appeared in Conria. After the Conria disaster, she began her journey through the 7 nations of Teyvat. But just as her journey was about to reach its conclusion, the Irminsul records on her suddenly become fuzzy.
What do you mean, fuzzy? Did something happen to her?
All I know for sure is that somebody, for reasons only they can know, is deliberately obfuscating her fate. And whoever it is, if they can do that, who knows what else they're capable of.
But even that wouldn't explain how she somehow comes from this world.
Udah KCM mas. Yang deskripsi, deskripsi gitu. DM.
Siapa? Oh di DM. Oke. Thank you.
Cuma 1 klip doang sih. Sisanya ya cuma event biasa.
Oke.
Something else I noticed was that according to these records, the Fatui have not classified your sibling as one of the Descenders.
What's a descender? Paimon's never heard of it.
Look, I'm sure you must be curious about the information I received from the Fatui in return for my gnosis, right?
Halo Profesor Hikari Izumi dan halo juga ya dokter teman Hikari. Halo
Hikari siapa,
semuanya.
Hikari?
Nggak tahu ini kayak kembar. Profesor dengan temannya. Selamat datang streaming ini dan semoga betah.
A very important part of the intel was about this world's descenders. External
Intel?
beings, ones that don't belong to this world. Traveler, you are Teyvat's 4th descender.
Gimana mungkin?
Huh? So the Fatui count 3 other descenders before the Traveler, and his sister isn't even one of them?
That's right. My current hypothesis is that the first descender was likely what we now call the Heavenly Principles. As for the other descenders, I still need to verify their existence. It could take me some time.
Paimon's head's about to burst from all this crazy new information.
Dasar Paimon masuk kalah sama anak kecil dongo.
Sama-sama kecilnya sih.
Enggak sih, Paimon lebih kecil tapi ketahuan banget dongonya.
Tunggu banget.
Even knowing all this, I'm sure you must still have a lot of unanswered questions. I must say, I truly regret that I can't help you more as the God of Wisdom. There are many questions in my heart as well. I will need some time to go through each one of them. And soon, you'll also begin your journey anew and depart from Sumeru.
Oh.
I'm very interested in your future. It's a journey that can't be observed or recorded by this world.
Ntar diajak profesor nonton live teman bukan kembar. Buset. Lagi gabut. Oke. Apa namanya? Sebuah perjalanan yang tidak bisa direkam atau diamati di dunia ini. Si apa namanya? Si Nahida aja sering ngeliatin traveler lagi jalan-jalan, ngeri kali.
CCTV,
Cuk.
If fate is the
Cuy
ultimate
kan kalau
knowledge,
ngikutin sampai kamar mandi.
Itu tuh ngeri, Cuk. Katanya kan
Iya,
dia pernah ngasih tahu kan kalau misalnya dia tuh selalu memantau traveler kemana berada kan. Aku tuh jadi takut anjir. Kalau misal di kamar mandi tuh diliatin juga apa ya?
Kayaknya iya.
Siapa tahu.
Ngalor kidul pikiran gitu. Mengerikan sekali. Untungnya anak kecil.
Tapi 500 tahun.
Umur hanyalah angka.
What the fuck?
Siapa yang bilang itu? Siapa yang bilang itu?
Yan.
Aku lagi angkat udah ya udah.
I'm sure glad we got to meet you, Nahida.
The pleasure is all mine. I can't thank you enough. Alright, that's enough talk for today. If you ever miss me, just close your eyes. And maybe I'll appear in your dreams.
Gimana tadi? Kalau kalian rindu aku?
Kalau kalian rindu aku akan muncul di mimpi kalian gitu.
Yaudah aku tidur sekarang ya.
It's not me.
Nahida.
It's not fair.
Nahida, mimpikan aku.
What the fuck lah?
Goblok.
Gak kebalik ya?
Kebalik.
Karibert.
Itu aja yang interlude dulu.
Dulu ya internet ini.
Apa nih?
Yang itu buat apa
Yang
itu
buat
nge-unlock
ntar abis ini
namanya Wawan.
Oh ini buat Wawan.
Iya, nge-unlock namanya
nama
Wawan.
Padahal saya guru kimia si dokter tiba-tiba jadi teman, buset. Ikan juga. Berarti kalau misalnya ini bukannya perlu apa dulu nih? Quest lain terlebih dahulu, teman.
Itu lihat di detail.
Jadi kita harus ngituin Kazuha dulu ya.
Kazuha. Oh iya lupa aku. Soalnya ada keterkaitannya sama Gen Inazuma. Kan si Wawan juga dari Inazuma.
Oh, begitu. Oke, Kazuha sih.
Manu akal.
Kazuha.
Kerjaan aja tuh Kazuha dapat pedang gratis soalnya.
Nah, cerdas. Nanti aja, tidak sekarang. Kapan-kapan saja. Malam, Mas. Paling hari Minggu kayaknya. Hari Minggu lebih enak deh. Jadi Senin sampai Sabtu aku ngurusin proposal. Minggunya kita streaming. Jadi tiap minggu aja lah ya. Enggak tahu juga lah. Lihat ini lah. Lihat mood juga. Banget, malas banget gue kerjaan satu anjir.
Aku tinggal kerjain hangout doang sih. Aku kerjain pakai HP enak sambil lihat bahan gitu. Cuma aku sekarang tahu bedanya paling masif Genshin Windows sama Android itu apa?
Apa bedanya?
Nah. Kan kalau tadi lu post itu kan kayak muka NPC-nya kan ikut gerak kan mata sama mulutnya itu.
Iya.
Nah kalau di Android cuma tempelan, Jok. Mata sama mulutnya cuma tempelan.
Yang penting ada.
Kalau di Android gitu. Makanya kok ini kenapa NPC-nya jadi gini ini?
Too slow.
Bentar.
Tapi ya balik lagi 22 GB versus 90 GB.
Jauh. No, dia menghilang.
No, Nahida.
Tadi aku mau menanyakan something, tidak.
Ingat katanya.
Squall and Fury.
Apa?
Ingat,
Kalau
darah keturunan kau itu akan terus mengalir hingga anak cucunya.
Itu kah?
Iyain.
Kayak yakin.
The wind rises.
Jika lo rindu, mimpikan saja.
Ya benar juga.
Oke, kalau gitu aku tidur sekarang.
Aku tidur sekarang.
Monggo.
Aku juga mau.
Oke teman-teman, terima kasih sudah menonton stream hari ini.
Lah. Oke teman-teman, terima kasih sudah menonton streaming ini dan hari ini. Dan itu kesimpulannya adalah kita sudah mengerjakan quest Arkon yang dimana kita cuman talking ngobrol-ngobrol santuy gitu kan, terus ketemu sama Nahida, meeting sama Nahida, dan juga kita sempat ngedate sama Nahida. Jadi
what?
Ya, jadi ya intinya sih buat yang pengen Nahida atau yang kepengen ketemu Nahida, sekarang kalian tidur. Itu adalah solusi tercerdas selama ini. Jadi ya jangan lupa sebelum tidur berdoa gitu kan, biar dijauhi dari makhluk gaib dan lain sebagainya. Dan jangan lupa satu lagi, berdoa agar dimimpikan sama Nahida.
Tapi hati-hati juga, jangan sampai Naida ngintip kalian ke kamar mandi.
Nah itu bahaya.
Kamar mandi.
Ngerikan ya. Jadi intinya itu aja. Terima kasih. Selamat malam. Saya akan sering kemungkinan kalau setiap hari Minggu aja mungkin. Tergantung mood saya. Jadi ya, kau sudah bisa melihat apa namanya spoiler Fonten yang dimana saya memegang anunya Fonten, maskotnya Fonten. Jadi ya terima kasih, sampai jumpa. Yang sudah menemani juga yang ada di Discord server, ada si Bansi, ada si Legend, ada Yan, dan juga Reson, dan juga ada siapa lagi nih, Amel ya. Dan Amel saya sudah sebut belum ya, pokoknya
Udah.
ada itu mereka itu, dan juga beberapa orang yang ada di comment section. Thank you semua yang tidak bisa disebutkan satu-satu. Ya itu saja. Jangan lupa join ke Discordku. Makasih.
Tea parties are a must for the well-mannered.
Awas kedinginan
If
kalau
you'd
masuk
like to
Discord.
learn the proper
Iya.
etiquette,
Oh iya,
I'd be
belum
happy to
diganti,
teach
masih
you.
Smart Fridge ya?
Masih smart bed.
Ayo, makan duit remix.
Remix.
Smart bed lah.
Makan duit pasar malam.
Makan duit bansos.
Ini kenapa suara kayak hujan gini?